Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the film look. Everyone wants to achieve the film look and everything and all the little projects they're working on, but you can't always achieve it. There are some things you can do to get more like of a film look, and some things can go really far with it and can do a really awesome job at achieving the actual film look. Now there are a few things that do give the film look, and you got to work them all together properly to really achieve it. One of those things would be 24 frames a second. Everyone believes and thinks 24 frames a second is the film look. Yes, it gets you closer towards the film look, but not entirely there. Also, you have shallow depth of field, which most people know is shallow depth of field. It's where your subject is in focus, but the background is out of focus. That does help a lot for the film look, because you'll see in every headshot where they're just taking a shot of someone's head in a movie, there will always be shallow depth of field. Their face will be in focus and the background will be out of focus. That is totally standard. That's just watch any movie and you always see shallow depth of field. That does help a lot, but that's still not it. Now, another part would be your camera movements. Camera movements, steady camera, a very steady camera looks really good. Whether you're using a steady cam or using a handheld unit and doing it really good, or you've got a camera crane. Camera cranes add a lot of value to your production. It makes your, it goes way up with you have a camera crane. It looks awesome. Then you also have dollies. Dollies are very important, and every movie always uses dollies because you can get very steady moving shots, and they're used in all genres of movies and all circumstances. You always use dollies. Now you don't need those things to get the film look. And those things are very expensive. You can improvise your own things. You could use a car for a dolly. You could use a wheelchair for a dolly. Wheelchair works really good. You can use anything to improvise and get those steady shots like you want them. Now, another really big thing that makes film look like film is the color detail. The color detail can be amazing. How much detail are in all the colors. If you're looking at like a strand of Christmas lights, how much detail and how much range there is in there is really awesome. And how they make, in movies, they can make colors pop really well. And the colors are a huge factor. Now, to get good colors, you gotta have a camera that picks up good colors. Now most cameras shoot 8-bit color. If you can get a 10-bit camera or a 12-bit camera, which are the 10 and 12 are very expensive professional cameras to get that. The cheapest 10-bit camera is the Blackmagic Cinema, which is still $3 grand, but that's about as cheap as you get. And the next one up is like the Red Scarlet, which is $15K, just really to get a very standard package. But anyway, you also have your color spacing. As you see, some cameras are rated a 420, 422, 421. That's telling how much color information is there. A 422 is the best scenario you can get. 422 is the best color. It will have the most information for you in color, so you can color correct and color grade to get the best color ever. Now, the software matters too when you're going to color grading and getting that done. Most editing software has color manipulation features or plugins that you can use, and most of them will do just fine. One thing that seems to go really far for myself and creates a good image is increasing the contrast. Increasing contrast is going to bring the vibrance out of all the colors. The greens are going to be more green, the blues are going to be more blue, but the unfortunate part is the blacks are going to be more black. So this shirt, you're going to be able to see less detail in this shirt, which is a negative side effect. So you have to use the contrast in moderation, of course. Now, to get really good color, the best situation you have is shooting raw video. Raw video is basically uncompressed. You know how you have JPEGs and stuff like that? You've got JPEG images, MP3s, MP4s, all those types of things are designed to compress files and make them take up less space. Raw file is the exact opposite. It's not compressed at all. All you get in the shot is the raw beauty and all the color detail that the camera sensor picks up, which means huge files, and a lot of the time can mean really fast data rates. So you need things like solid state disks to record the raw files. Now, raw video is really nice because anything that happens past the sensor, you can change. So what you have is you've got light coming in your lens, and the lens, you have your aperture, you have your focus, and you have your shutter speed, which is right here in the camera, right before the sensor. And everything that happens after the sensor, you can change in post if you're shooting in RAW. You can change your white balance, your ISO, and your exposure. Those are all awesome things you can be able to tweak in post. And that's what makes a RAW camera so freaking great, because you can just adjust those things on the fly, and it makes life a lot easier, so you don't have to worry about things. Now, what makes film look like film more than anything would be a high dynamic range. Now, what they call it in stops of dynamic range. 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop. Some cameras, like the Red Epic shoots 13, I think 13.5 or 13 stops of dynamic range. Now that is a large dynamic range. Now something like your cheap little camcorder does not have a very high dynamic range. And dynamic range exactly is the difference between, as you can see, this black right here. Can you see detail in all the black in my shirt? You may or may not be able to. I can't tell by just looking through the little monitor right here. I can't tell. But can you see a lot of detail in my shirt? And how about up here? Right up here, we've got some zebra-ing because I got the zebra set on. And so we know this up here is peaking, that you're not getting detail in this highlights right here. So that's what makes a good camera is high dynamic range, is being able to see all the darks and being able to see all the lights. Now, if I have a drastic lighting setup where one half of my face is light and the other half is dark, which you'll see in a lot of movies, the high dynamic range and what makes those film cameras and those professional cameras so great is that you're going to see the detail in the highlights and you can see detail in the low lights and the shadows. If you can see details in there, that is great. Now cameras like the one I'm shooting to right now is a professional camera, but the dynamic range is not that good. But cheaper cameras, they don't have a high dynamic range. So either this side of the face is going to be way blown out or this side of the face is going to be way crushed and you're not going to be able to get detail under any circumstances. Now you can use software to manipulate it and change it to make it look better, but it's not that good. That about wraps up this video. If you've got any questions for me, feel free to inbox me, or you can tweet me, or you can email me, and my Twitter and my email will be in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Please go ahead and watch all my other videos. I've got lots of fun videos, lots of knowledge you can get about filmmaking, computers. It's really helpful. There's some good content on my channel. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.